More analysis of this surge in gun violence. We bring in Robert Boyce, retired chief of detectives for the NYPD department. Thank you, Chief, for joining us.
Great to be here, Diane. Thank you.
So tell me a little bit about why do you think we're seeing this surge in violent crime right now in these cities?
Sure, there's a confluence of issues here that we're seeing, but the driver here is the anti-police mantra. Well, what it's created is an end of proactive policing. So it's going to be all reactive policing. They're going to take different issues and different initiatives and change them. Right now in New York, where there's no plainclothes officers out there who are enforcing radical street crime. So there's an erosion of morale here. And I can see officers, they'll respond, they'll come, but they're not going to be in the same fashion they were. So now you see parties, house parties and street fairs really just evolving into violence as the overnight goes. So we're looking at different issues here, but the biggest driver here is the fact that it's the anti-police. And now the politicians have embraced the mob, saying defund the police, which is counterintuitive. Now more than ever, you need a very strong, very intelligent-driven police department. And we're not seeing that. But we see other things as well. In New York and across the country, it's a horrible weekend to see all the slaughter of innocents throughout our nation in these big cities. So it's very disturbing for me, being a career law enforcement, when I see it, see mothers crying on TV, horrible situations. But you look at other things too. Bail reform in New York. You'll see prisons being downsized. There's nothing wrong with criminal justice reform, but it needs to be done intelligently. We're seeing the needle go too far to the left here. And so we're seeing more and more people on the street. And the mayor said today it's coronavirus, not really, other than the fact that coronavirus led more people out of jail, more people on the street, more criminal element that we've seen. Our numbers are going through the roof, and it's very, very distressing for us.
And Chief, you're talking about seeing more people on the streets. Do you believe that the struggling economy and the virus may be contributing, at least in that fashion?
In a small way, but it's not in these communities that I've seen. I've worked my entire career in East New York and Brownsville and East Flatbush and South Bronx. Those are communities being deluged with this violent street crime. And so it is a concern, but I think it's the sense of lawlessness that we see across the nation, even here in New York. A disrespect for the police.
And you mentioned the defunding the police movement. And this is a large source of conversation throughout the country right now. And while there are some who want to see police abolished entirely, it seems the majority of that movement is really looking for not putting so much responsibility on the police and sharing some of those duties with other experts that may be better equipped to deal, for example, with mental health situations. So when you look at defunding the police through that lens, what is your take on that push?
I think one of the big problems we have is a failure of our society to handle the mental illness. And it's now pushed back down to the street cop to handle it when someone's in dire need in the street, creating those issues, creating violence against himself and others. So the police officers are the bottom of the line here, and they have to deal with it because we haven't put in measures to help those most infected with mental illness. We have no problem with social workers coming in and addressing it. We want them to be safe as well. So they have to be well trained. They should be assisted by the police in that fashion. So I think most people in law enforcement would embrace it with no problems.
All right, Chief Boyce, great to talk to you. Thank you.
Great. Thanks.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.